It's time for the final ever episode of Mass Marine Medevac to Grandmaster. This is part 2 of the grand finale. If you missed part 1, the way this grand finale works is as followed. We're going to be adding 1 unit to each game. We already added Ravens, we added Battle Cruisers, and we added Hellbats. Today we might be adding Ghosts, we might be adding Liberators. Let's see what fits. Okay, so the first game of the day is going to be against Havana, and I think we have played against Havana before. I think Havana was... pretty sure it was in the Mass Marine Medevac to GM series as well, maybe like 2 or 3 episodes ago. I feel like it's relatively recent. And I believe we won that game. I think it was actually the game where we made an incredible comeback. If I remember correctly, playing against him, we were almost half the supply down and we still came back. Now, what unit are we going to add here? We're going to make Marines. We have the option. If you guys remember from the last episode, by the way, I made a list of your guys' favorite options, and that's what I'm going to choose from. We still have, Ghosts, Liberators, Stores, Marauders, and Tanks left. Now, I think Tanks and Marauders might... well, actually, Marauders could be very cool. There's a new playstyle on the scene. So, for a long time, and for a long time, I mean, maybe about half a year or so, the TVZ meta was to just play very thoroughly late games, and the meta is still shifting a bit in that direction. But Maru, the best Terran player in the world, has been playing different, and he has been playing pretty much Mass Marine Marauder Medevac and nothing else, and just going and attacking here and there and dropping everywhere. And that might actually be the perfect strategy here. That would be very fun. So you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I know a lot of people would like to see me make Marauders against Protoss, but I really like to combine maybe weird compositions for the challenge. I think it makes it a little bit more fun. Maybe we'll find out something that's godly. In the last episode, I mean, judging from the one game we played, Marine into Raven without even making tanks seemed pretty insane. So who knows, guys? Who knows what broken stuff we're gonna figure out this time. And the plan is, yeah, play a pretty long macro game, or, you know, if I can kill him, I will, of course. But if you play Mass Marine Marauder, it's most likely that you're going to do damage but not be able to kill. And I really want to get like as many bases as I can, maybe even sneak like a gold base in there while just going absolutely ham with the harassment, try to send drops everywhere. And I'm also doing the perfect build for the occasion, which is the CC first 2-on-1. I think I've used it a few times throughout this series. And yeah, if I had to choose a 2-on-1 version that is the best against Zerg, I would actually choose this one. Like, it feels very good. And I've also finally fixed it. I made... excuse me, 1 less SCV, so I cut 1 SCV to make the orbital, and now I could actually make my second orbital on time. Definitely feels a lot better that way, so that is nice. Now, I do miss 1 SCV, but an orbital is always more important than 1 SCV, because a mule is about... I mean, it's temporary, but a mule is about 3.5 SCVs, I believe, so obviously that matters a lot more than getting 1 SCV out a little bit faster, right? Now, what I'm going to be doing here is... normally when I did this build, I would go for a fast, like, 3rd, 4th medevac follow-up. For this one, I think I'm just gonna be getting my 3rd base a little bit faster. Maybe... oh, I can probably deny this scout as well. Doesn't look like it. I mean, at this point, it's already obvious enough that it's a 2-on-1. Oh, actually, of course, I just mentioned it. We played against this guy before, and I forgot that we are a named account, so obviously he's already aware of our strategy. But yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit more macro-heavy, not necessarily try to end it as fast as I can, but maybe get a better setup first for the economic war, and then after that, get into my mass drop stuff. But yeah, that's obviously a problem of having named accounts, that he, you know, is definitely aware that we're gonna make Marines. You know, if someone has killed Stib, actually, that would be a sick idea. Maybe for the next challenge, I should do a huge meme. Like, imagine... I'm just gonna say something random. Imagine I play mech only to Grandmaster, and then my name is like, you know, something like Stimemu, for example. I think, you know, it's a little bit cheeky, but I actually think it might not be the worst idea ever. I think it would be pretty funny anyway. I mean, if you're gonna blind counter someone based off his name, then you definitely start looking like me a little bit too much, who blind counters people based off their portraits. So, you know, I mean, some of you guys probably are fine with that, but maybe not the best idea in this case. And I think I'm gonna... yeah, I'm gonna make the depot before medevacs. I could make the medevacs before, but I think it's alright. It's not like we're all in anyway by any means, so this looks completely fine to me. Now, I'm only gonna make... this is a bit greedy what I'm gonna do. I'm only gonna make 1 Marine too many. So, I'm gonna keep 1 Marine at home like this, and send out every single other unit that I have. So if I get bailing busted by any chance, which is a pretty realistic counter to 2-on-1, by the way, doing a counter bailing bust, we will probably die unless I'm like super clutch. But this way I can definitely get my setup up a little bit faster, which is nice. Oh, I need another depot actually. For some reason I thought I was already building. That's a little bit of a mistake. But it's actually not that bad, because now I can just be even more greedy, which I'm kind of fine with. Get my extra 4th and 5th barracks out. And I think I talked about this before in one episode. And I actually did an ESL Cup episode where I played as greedy as I could. Sometimes it's even better than playing normal, because if you're playing greedy and you don't get punished, which realistically very often you just won't get punished, you're just gonna be really far ahead for like no reason, right? Just because you decided to be greedy. So it's actually pretty good to do that. Now there was actually a little bit unfortunate what happened. Let me show you guys. I unloaded here, but I clicked a little bit too close to like the terrain, so my medevacs didn't end up unloading. So I actually took too much damage for no reason basically, which sucks. Now the point of this build is to get to 8 barracks as soon as possible, and basically, like, it kind of looks like an all-in a little bit, in the sense that you're not getting your 4th up very fast. Oh, this position is very nice here, but it has too many Zerglings, so I have to go away. So it kind of looks like an all-in a little bit, but you're still going to make expansions behind it, and the way you can afford it is because you're not making factory units. And even though this is part of the challenge, that is pretty much what Maru plays. Though Maru would still start making Widow Mines at some point and later go into tanks and ghosts. Now those units we're all gonna miss, so the efficiency might be a bit lacking. But besides that, we might actually be able to play, you know, a pretty cool unit composition here. Now, oh wait, my medevac actually saved that SCV. That wasn't even intentional, but sick, I guess. You know, so that's the YouTuber plot armor, I suppose. Now, should I... I don't think it's intentional that you go for... Or no, intentional is not the right word. I don't think you are meant to send out all your medevacs to one spot. But I feel like with the amount of links he has, if I do anything less than 3 medevacs, I might not be able to get damage done initially. Now the 9 creep is very important here. Steal the map vision from the Zerg. I thought I saw Zerglings here actually, but I guess not. So I have an incredible amount of tech labs, by the way. Normally you don't have them this fast. He definitely has banelings there, by the way. I can see it from his army movement. There you go. He's trying to make room for his banelings. Ooh, actually, that queen flank was pretty sick. Well done by him. I thought I would just calmly be able to click the banelings and get out of there. But the queen flanks actually sniped one of my medevacs. Now, I don't think it was quite full, so I didn't take that much damage. But yeah, definitely props to my opponent here. Well done by him so far. And he's actually just chasing me all the way back to my side of the map. I mean, if he wants to chase me more, that'll be pretty decent for me. Yeah, the exact same thing happened here. Look, for some reason, this terrain seems a little bit dodgy. Like, you can't quite drop on there. And it's already costing me a little bit of momentum here and there. So that is annoying. I think I also misclicked. Yeah, okay. I was wondering why my army was walking there. Actually, I got a really cool tip for you guys. A lot of people don't know this. This is a cool tip. If you have an entire army and you want to put units in your bunker, instead of selecting 4 units and clicking them on the bunker, you can just click your entire army on the bunker and then shift click away, and only 4 units will walk towards the bunker. It's just an easy way to save some time. Now at this point the harassment is really gonna start. I'm a little bit afraid. Oh, that's a lot of... yeah, that's more than a lot of freaking Zerglings. That is a absolute crap ton of Zerg. Wait, no, I misclicked. Oh, the misclicks, guys. Not sure how that happened. I didn't get the idea that I misclicked at all there, but that is gonna cost me all of my SCVs, and we are pretty much reset to the Stone Age now, which is rough. See, can we do some splits? Gonna be really hard to do reactive splits here. Need to actually pick these up and save. Not pick these units to the wrong side. If I could get my... No, it doesn't look like it. I was gonna say, if I can get my Marauders to tank, that'd be huge. But yeah, this game was actually gonna look totally fine for us. But I misclicked my SCVs and I think I lost about... yeah, I don't know, 15 of them. And now we are gonna have to play from a massive disadvantage. That's how fast it goes, guys. And that is the upside and the downside of StarCraft, I guess. A lot of action, but one misclicked and you can be absolutely screwed just like that. Now maybe I can drop on top of his banelings. Oh yeah, this is really good for me. I think one of his first mistakes actually was going for that fight. Now maybe I can take a decent fight here, because I have all these Marauders to tank, which is going to be pretty good. I do need to keep my medevacs here, though. I think overall this fight looks absolutely insane for us. You see, the Marauders, They're not great against links, but because there's that many medevacs, they can actually survive pretty well. Now, I'm not sure if I can catch back up in this game properly, because I just have so few SCVs, like such a small economy. Let's see. So I'm just gonna go in here, really try to take a good fight. Like, I want to rush him to fight. Yeah, and this looks pretty good already, because these are mostly Marauders here. They're actually not really gonna die. And you see the medevac healing is absolutely incredible here. I'm just gonna split every unit one by one, so there's really like no splash damage at all from the Banelings. And I'm not sure how we are winning this fight exactly, but it is happening. Now, my medevacs are super low on energy at this point because they had so much healing to do. And there's also a downside of the Marauder. The DPS is very little. He's not transfusing these queens, guys. That is insane. Few more splits. Don't want any of the units to get splash damage. And because he's not using the transfuse, the queens die fast. And we are actually gonna be able to do this, which, after losing all those SCVs, I didn't expect. Now, there's only one more thing to do to close out this game, I think. Which is to split my units very, very well. Ideally, I do not want more than one unit to be hit per Baneling, which sounds like one of my impossible challenges, but I think in this case it is possible. Because I don't have that many units. There's 2 Marauders being hit, but you can tell those Marauders are just not dying, guys. And he's trying his best to find units that are clumped up, but he just can't find them. Look at the energy on the medevacs, by the way, guys. There's absolutely no energy. Notice the purple bar here. You can't find 0, 5, 1, 4. No energy on these medevacs. These medevacs did so much work. Absolute MVPs. And there is the Marine Marauder style. And this game, it actually looked bloody strong, right? Like, I didn't get anything done in the early game. My opponent was playing fantastic. He shut down my drops. He had the queen flank to snipe the medevac. He killed a bunch of SCVs at my third. 16 workers killed. But still, my army was just so hard to kill. The Marauder combo with the medevacs. Before he got the good upgrades, as you can see, he only had +1 melee all this time. Actually made it work. Very happy with this one. Let's move on to game number 2. Alright, second game of the day is gonna be a Protoss. Now, for Protoss, we have a few options. I think all of Ghost, Liberators, Thors, and Tanks would be cool. Obviously, Thor's the worst option here, but it's also pretty cool at the same time, right? So let's see how we're gonna be able to do it. If you guys are enjoying the content, by the way, make sure to give the video a like. Helps out the algorithm a lot, and obviously feels good for me to see my videos being appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, so you don't miss out on any future challenges. Now, I've been thinking about how I'm gonna do my next challenge, because I think I mentioned it in part 1 of the grand finale as well, and probably in some other videos. I always share my thoughts with you guys, so sometimes I double or triple share them, but that's okay. But I've been a little bit torn between doing a Protoss challenge, between maybe doing SCV pool to GM or something like that, right? And I think it might be fun if I just make an episode on like multiple and kind of just choose whichever you guys like the most, or maybe I can... Because a lot of you aren't sure about me playing a Protoss challenge. Maybe I can run the Protoss challenge on the extra time slot. If you guys don't know, I have been posting 2 videos a day. Not every single day, but most of the days. And maybe I could do the Protoss challenge on the extra time slot. So if you really don't want to see it, yeah, you can skip it. But I would really like you guys to try it out. I think it's going to be... I mean, a lot of you know it's going to be fun. And I think if you're doubting it, I would love for you to try out at least a few episodes to see if you enjoy it. Because I'm pretty sure I can make it a little fun. But like I said, maybe I'll post the Protoss challenge on the extra time slot until it's proven to me that you guys really like it, and then I can move it to the main time slot, etc, etc, etc. Now we're playing in Southwind K, and I do not remember this name, so I don't think we played against him before. Now, the crazy Terran content creator that I am strongly considering adding Thors out of all the options, because it just seems crazy, and at the same time I feel like I might be able to make it work. The biggest problem with Thors is they're slow. You know, it really costs a lot of effort to get them into the right position. And besides that, they're very expensive to get up. I need to add extra factories. I need to get an armories. And let's say I make 3 Thors at once. That is 900, 600 in resources, not counting any of the factories and the armories, right? It's just 900, 600 per round. And then besides that, they are probably not really gonna hold up against Zealots. Even basic units like the Zealots, maybe Immortals. So, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to implement them, but I would love to try at least. Now, this person knows his timing perfectly. Oh, never mind, he doesn't. Okay. Oh, yeah. Almost. Okay, he was really close to messing that one up. That would have been nice to grab a probe. Not quite going to get it, though. And here I'm going to go for my 3 racks. I'm going to scout around my base real quick. It's a little bit risky, because Marines from a reactor first are obviously a little bit later. Reactor takes I believe it's 36 seconds to build. Those are things I only know because of these freaking challenges, by the way. He doesn't know his timings at all, never mind. He should know that 4 Marines are obviously out already at this time. And now he's gonna lose the Adept for no reason, so that is fantastic for us. Sorry, Southwind, but definitely some works on the timings can be done. Look like you do your stuff for a while, but then you proved me wrong. Now is there... Oh, he's here again. Yeah, sure, come up. Do it. Oh, no way. Southwind, what are you doing, buddy? Yeah, that's not okay. I mean, I was giving compliments, and I do feel like I get jinxed a lot, by the way. I feel like whenever I say, man, this guy has good micro, they like freaking move command their army into mine or something like that. I feel like it happens a lot. But yeah, this one, I mean, didn't quite have to do with timing on the second Adept. That was just maybe a little bit of a brain fart. More like, but still, mistakes are mistakes. Now, I'm kind of curious if I can do any kind of damage, because sometimes killing Adepts like that, it works the opposite way. So he's gonna get worse scouting, but my build does not require a lot of scouting to defend. If you go for a 3-rank attack like this, it's very much just a brute force attack on the front with your entire army. So if he gets scared, adds a couple batteries at the front, he's actually going to be ahead if I attack him. So it's not the easiest decision to make here. If he just like panics, maybe he makes a battery in the main instead, because he doesn't have scouting, then it's obviously going to be perfect, but we're still not completely secure yet. Now, we did see 2 Adepts pretty fast, so I kind of think it's not going to be DTs, which is a shame for us, because 3-ranks is really good against DTs. Now, I guess if I want to add Thors, I should probably do it from 3 bases, right? I feel like there's no way I can properly afford Thors from 4 gases. Like, it just seems a little bit insane. Oh, that's a good move by him. Ah, okay, so we're most likely playing against a Blink all-in here, seems like. Which is a very good counter to my build order here. So I'm going to try something really sneaky. I mean, where's the Observer? I feel like there must be an Observer here somewhere. If there's no Observer by 5 minutes, his timings are off, which feels like a rough thing to rely on. But I'm just going to run around all the way to his base. This is definitely a game where I might not be able to make Thors. But, you know, I'm not going to make Thors no matter what, just so we lose. I'm actually not going to attack that probe in the hope he doesn't see it. I know that it seems a little bit crazy to do against a Grandmaster player, but you never know, honestly, guys. You actually never know. Okay, we're going to stim for this. His units came from the 3rd base, so he has a Nexus. He added a battery that I can easily kill. It seems to me that he did an inefficient build that counters my build completely. So that is very, rough for us. And we're going to be in a very tough spot here, guys. This is not a game that we should be able to win. And it's all because of that random ass probe scout to the left side of the map. But yeah, it seems like he's doing a semi-Blinkelin with a 3rd base, which just dunks on our entire build. And it's not really good in any other... Oh no, what happened here? Okay. It's not really good in any other situation because he's doing like an all-in half-assed. But because he can destroy my units and expand at the same time, I guess it is the best possible build for him. So this is a little bit annoying. Okay. I'm just gonna... Oh, he's actually... Okay, he probably could have killed those, to be fair. Now, he did use his recall already, so I don't think he has it again. Yeah, here's his base. Let's see what we can kill here. I mean, it's already going to be a really good distraction no matter what, right? So, all good. Let's see, he's going to go back up to that base. Gonna kill pretty much as many probes as I have Marines. I think that was 7 or 8. But yeah, we are still going to have to play from behind. I think the best idea for me is to just keep doing the exact same stuff. Yeah, so what this seems like to me is that he just did a 4-gate blink build, but without the robo. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I guess it's very confusing, which could work. But yeah, you can't actually do damage with a 4-gate blink without a robo. So I'm not quite sure what the point of this was. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. Or maybe not. Now he has so many stalkers. Oh, he's actually left that alive. Can I repair that quickly? I mean, I might as well if I can. There we go. Okay, now did he see my... Did he see my medevac? Yeah, he probably did. Else he would still be there, I think. So he's making a 4th base already. I don't quite like this game, guys. This is also not a game where I could be making Thors, really. Okay. His blink micro is a little bit suspicious. And that's not in the good way. I think he's maybe a little bit too scared or something. Like, he could have just blinked in and killed me all the time. Like, I don't know how good he thinks Marines are, but he really could have just gone for it multiple times. Now he's finally starting a robo. Might be seeing a recall here. No recall. Oh, there is a recall. Okay, I mean, I'm just gonna kill all the probes again, to be fair. I mean, this was even more than 8 probes. This was more like, how many probes was that? Probably about 15, I would guess. Gonna get a few more here, too. Bring it up to 20, maybe. There we go. I mean, these drops have been absolutely insane. I think that might have been 20 probes. We did lose 1 medevac for free on the right side, so we do have to calculate that in. And realistically, I have no idea what spot we're in. Now, I think I'm actually gonna go for Ghost instead. I feel like Ghost here is a little bit of a weird choice, and that's why I like it. Thors are extremely bad against Stalkers, by the way. That's why I'm not going for it, because it would pretty much just be a free loss. Thors are extremely bad against both Zealots and Stalkers, so... yeah, I'm just not gonna make those here, because that would probably be a little bit of a free loss. Now, I have enough units for this, by the way. He's gonna bleed... If he blinks forward, imagine. Okay. Yeah, he's bleeding units a lot. I wonder if it's time for another drop, because the drops have just been absolutely owning. See, he didn't blink forward, so that means he does not have an observer. That is a good thing. Just gonna be sniped. I don't know. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, actually. He keeps just losing a unit and then blinking away. Oh, okay, that's what he's going for. Yeah, that's a good move. Probably should have seen that with the robo. The robo finish in time to make a warp prism? That seems a little bit insane. Oh, that's a bit of a rough blink by him. Very nice for us. Gonna be able to get on top of those Stalkers, but I do not quite have enough units to really do something. So I'm gonna bring this one back. He has a lot of money. That is what I learned from that little attack over there. He's gonna kill the CC, but if I kill as many probes as I did before with my drops, we're actually gonna be completely fine. Go to the medevac, please. I lost 2 there for nothing. That sucks. Oh, the CC actually lives. Okay, that is insane. That is another really questionable blink there. Okay, I mean, I like it though. That's gonna be pretty alright for us. Gonna get some free kills. I'm definitely gonna get some probes here. Not bad at all. I'm gonna have to move away. That's a slow warp in, by the way. Okay, yeah, I have no freaking idea what the situation of this game is, guys. I'm absolutely destroying him with these single drops. If it wasn't for these single drops, I would have lost already like 100%. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, we have been doing this single drop, so we're still alive. See? And now, oh, he's not paying attention here. This is gonna do so much more damage. He A-moved the Zealots, but he didn't pay attention well enough, so they're actually gonna die. Meanwhile, I'm killing all the Stalkers too, no way! Oh, I made a Marauder. Let me kill that first during the battle. Very important. And you didn't see that, but I killed all of the Stalkers. And there we go. Okay, guys, that game was freaking insane. I feel like my opponent did a build that was very questionable, but it was really good against what we did. And I'm not sure. I feel like his play was honestly a mix of, yeah, I have to be honest here, rather bad moves, but also good moves. Like the distraction here for the prism was really good. It was so good I didn't even realize it. It was really good. At the same time, how many workers did he lose to those drops? 62 workers. Like, he would have been at 1 million probes. I did the math, trust me, it checks out. He would have been at 1 million probes. He would have had more supply than me in just probes. Now, my army would have been really good. I made 2 Marauders, actually. But I did kill it. You guys saw it, so it worked. So we win with the Ghost. This game was very intense, and to be honest, it took a lot of mental energy for me to play this one. For some reason, this was a really tough and stressful one. Sending out drops everywhere, desperately hoping the Stalkers don't see them. Trying to be sneaky. Anyway, we win with the Ghost. We can cross that off the list. Let's keep it going. Alright, third game is going to be against a 5-7 Protoss player. That's going to be a hard one. Now, we only have 1 or 2 games left, and we have 3 options left, guys. We have Liberators, Thors, and Tanks. I would like to go for Tanks. The problem with them on this map is that the map is big. Tanks typically kind of suck on the big maps. I'll just explain why. So, tanks are good. Actually, I do have to explain something that might be important for a lot of like newer players, beginners, or, you know, general players that are just chilling, playing casual in the lower leagues. Is that tanks do not quite fulfill the role that you would expect them to. Especially if you come from Brood War, where tanks are like really brutal, do a lot of damage and stuff. Tanks do not really deal with big armies pretty well. Like, tanks are very bad against Zealots, very bad against Zerglings, stuff like that. They just get close and they get obliterated. What tanks are actually good against is high armor, big targets, like Colossus, Roaches, stuff like that, right? So the way you can use tanks against Protoss is if someone is playing Robo units, they make a lot of, you know, Colossus, Immortals. Yes, tanks are actually pretty good against Immortals. Stalkers, stuff like that, it's good. But if you play on a big map, what kind of tends to happen is you have to move out, then they just send a million units into your bases. And because the map is big, you can't cross the map fast enough. And tanks end up being a little bit bad. So you would rather play on a small map. If you can't move out like that on a big map, the only way you can play tanks is if you play super defensive. And I mean like defensive forever, right? Now I would still like to try it. This map has some cool areas. Like if I get tank sieged here, shelling at the third base, that could actually be a pretty cool position. So I think in this game I'm definitely gonna go for some tanky boys. Well, it depends on what he does. If my opponent goes for like, let's say he goes for some crazy Skytoss build, I'll probably consider playing Thors as well. If he plays Mass Stalker Zealot and I can't really build tanks, then I'll probably decide to go for Liberators instead, but we'll see. Every option is open, though right now I'm definitely moving towards tanks a little bit. Let's see. Slightly weird building positioning by him here. This actually, it's a little bit of a, you know, an ex-pro gamer complaint, but buildings are always supposed to be built in a functional way. So here, this pylon could have either walled off like this top part or something, or walled off this Reaper cliff. Instead, he just built it in the middle of his base, which means his pylon is kind of useless, which is, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter that much, but it's a little bit of a mistake here. Could have also made it a bit closer so he can make a good battery, though I guess he can make a battery here anyway, which is fine. Now, should I make a bunker or not? I feel like I want to be greedy and skip the bunker here. I'm going to go for a 2-on-1 instead of my more common 3-Rex against Protoss. So there's an Adept. It's actually going to take a decent amount of damage here, which is nice. If he finishes it, it might die. Oh, that's actually pretty nice for us. Now the Adept is just going to die for free, which is fantastic. Let's make sure to get this gas over here while I hunt this Adept down. There we go. And that is a free Adept, because he wasn't paying attention for a little bit. It's going to be nice. The scouting's going to be worse. I would love to move out with these Marines, but I don't think I can because I'm doing a 2-on-1. If you move out with a 2-on-1 and you lose 5 Marines, your drop later is just gonna suck. So I think it's better for me to just... Maybe I'm actually gonna fake a move out here. I'm gonna move out and it's not gonna be that serious. And if he catches it, I'll just move back, pretend he caught me, even though I didn't even really want to do anything anyway. Oh, actually, I do have to be afraid of oracles. I did forget about that possibility for a second. Hope an oracle doesn't sneakily fly into my base while I'm out on the map here. That would be a little bit tragic. Now, I'm actually not quite sure what the timing of an oracle is. It just, to me, it just feels like the timing is now. Like, if it pops up right now, I wouldn't be surprised. Doesn't look like it is going to, though, which is fantastic. Now, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do my drop. And my drop is probably going to decide our fate. Like, what tech we're going to go for. Are we going to make tanks? Are we going to make Thors or Liberators? It would be a lot easier if we were allowed to make all of them, of course, but that is not going to be the case here. Because I would actually, like in the last game, imagine if I made some safety tanks. That would have been fantastic, right? Against all the Blinkstalkers. Like, even without, especially without the Robo, I would have absolutely destroyed his build if I were to make tanks. But if I make tanks, I wouldn't be able to switch to the Ghost or the Liberator. So, yeah, I can only really decide after I scout. Now, have we seen an observer? I don't think so, right? Doesn't look like there's an observer around here. So I'm gonna try to sneak out on the top side. And just kind of hope we're not getting 4-gate blinked here. 4-gate blink would be incredibly tough to deal with. I'm actually gonna fly... This is risky, but I'm gonna fly over the watchtower. Because if I fly all the way around on this map, I am gonna arrive so late. I might as well not drop anymore. So there's nothing on the watchtower here. I'm actually gonna do a scam. Okay, so that looks like a third base, I think. Observer here. Yeah, that looks like a normal third base to me, actually. And I say that because those seem like 2 gateways he built after the third and not before. And I'm gonna be able to depower all of them, which is nice. There we go. How many oh, yeah, it actually does have enough stalkers to out-micro me here. That is unfortunate. Oh, he is actually trying to stay here, so I'm gonna be able to target 2 extra Stalkers and then hopefully survive. It's gonna be a close one, I think. Oh, he targeted the wrong medevac, nice. But yeah, pretty rough start for us. And Blink Stalkers, as you can see, are pretty much the reason why people don't play 2-on-1 against Protoss that much. But honestly, it could have been worse, so I'm not gonna be too upset about it. Now, this is definitely going to be a tank game because he's just... yeah, all I've seen is mass Stalkers, and judging by what he has... It looks like he's gonna go into Colossi, which tanks are gonna be pretty good against, though Thors would be okay as well. But then again, Thors are bad against the Stalkers already, right? So maybe, since there's so many Stalkers, I should forget about the Thor idea. And then maybe we can use it in the last game. You know, I was gonna suggest maybe you can use both in the last game, but then I forgot for a second that we're actually, you know, in the Marine Medevac only series. So it's probably not the best idea to make Thors and Liberators in the next game. Now this is actually a bit of an annoying part. Since I don't have tanks, the only way for me to repel these attacks is by stimming. Now, what, did he just shoot me on the high ground? I couldn't quite tell if that was a high ground shot. Let's see, it doesn't look like it. Where's my extra medevacs? I could swear I made a 3rd and a 4th medevac. Where'd they go? That's a little bit annoying. Huh, okay. I was actually just waiting for them to pop up so I could do like a big drop in his base. I was trying to cancel the Marine on the other barracks so I could make a reactor. Okay, well, if you guys ever make that mistakes, you can tell yourself, it's okay. Thurby does it too. All the time. Yeah, that's a little bit of a rough one. Okay, so he has the other base. Ooh, I didn't realize that before. I do need to be careful he doesn't take the gold, by the way. If he takes the gold here, that would actually be very, very annoying. I do have a bunch of tanks, and if you make tanks, you always need to get your base layouts down perfectly. Because like I said before, tanks are very immobile. If you get zealots in your main, all of a sudden you're going to struggle an insane amount because you're playing siege tanks. I'm going to get a turret tower at the front. Probably could have used an armory here for upgrades, so there's no 3rd base here. That is really nice. Does he have units up here? Oh, he's playing Storm. Ah, that sucks. Okay, Storm is way harder to play against with tanks than... Ah, crap. Yeah, this is not going my way right now, guys. The first attack didn't do that much damage. I still see potential, though. I don't think it's over yet, but definitely not going my way right now. Especially because Storm is typically accompanied by a lot of Zealots, and Zealots... You know, I mentioned it before, they do really dunk on siege tanks, so... yeah, that sucks. And basically the Storms... If I have perfect target fire and I get to target my tanks on the Templar, I can, you know, deny the splash damage before it gets anywhere. It is what I mean. Yeah, that's the problem, though. He has Templars in a prism, which means that I can't even target. That's a very common move, by the way, if you guys didn't know. If people play Storm, they'll almost make a prism to go with it, because then you can't target the Templars. They basically drop them from the prism and instantly just storm on your army, and it's really, really hard to deal with. And pretty much the only way to properly deal with that is by playing Vikings, which I'm not going to be allowed to make in this case. Now, I have a really good idea to finish the game. And finishing the game sounds weird because I'm not ahead. But what I mean is Why are you shooting that? Silly geese. I need to finish this game before a certain point, because Marine tank is decent. You have a lot of supply before it gets too late into the game. But then at some point the comp is gonna fall off completely. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a triple medevac drop, and it's gonna be a distraction drop. It's gonna go all the way around, and then as this drop is distracting my opponent, actually it's really hard to target these, there we go. As this drop is distracting my opponent, I'm gonna try to get in position. The best way to counter siege units by Terran is very simply to put your army in front of the base, and they'll have to siege up every single step of the way if they want to get anywhere. I have no idea why he recalled that, to be honest. Okay, yeah, I mean, sure. I'll take it. I mean, I guess he doesn't know I don't have Vikings, right? He's probably like, oh, he saw me. I'm gonna dip here. Now, there's no upgrades for me to wait for. The Prism is recalled, so I think this is just the perfect time for me to go. Oh, there's so many Stalkers there. Okay, guys, YOLO. It's time for the ultimate YOLO. Here we go. I think this is the best way to do it. You see, he's already making double Robo Colossi, so I really do have to go for this. And it is going to be a really good distraction here. Let's see. Yeah, he's not moving forward. The prism, the prism. Oh, that's beautiful, guys. I got the prism. I got the prism and all the storms are gone. And I'm gonna be in perfect position here. Wow, this position looks absolutely insane. That is beautiful. Watch this. Okay. Now I'm just gonna send a few... Try to snipe the Templars here. Yeah, this position is insane. This might actually be a game-winning spot. Look, I can just target the Colossus now with the siege tank. The Colossus are absolutely disappearing. The prism with the Templars is gone. And it looks like we will just be able to steamroll here. Because of the freaking Marine distraction drop. Let me get that last storm out of him. He does have a few more Templars, so it's not done and dusted yet. Let me just back off here, fall back to my tanks for a little bit. Hotkey my extra barracks. But that move was definitely beautiful. And yeah, my plan worked out completely. I told you guys how I was going to do it step by step. And that's actually exactly how it worked out, so that is nice. Now, I would love to do a drop in the main. I don't actually have enough medevacs for it, though, sadly. Let's see. Oh, that blink is very ambitious. Let's bait a storm. There we go. Good storm bait. I think he has one more. Oh, he might go for this, actually, which is totally fine for me. He storms on top of the tanks instead of the Marines. And I have so many tanks that they're just shelling away. And he really can't get anywhere close anymore. He's going to go into his natural. Get these guys into the bunker. Get a repair going. This base should now be completely safe. There we go. Looks really good. And now he's just stuck there. Like, there's too many tanks. The robo units are scary. But at this point, there's just too many siege tanks. I can't believe he blinked forward there. But I actually just unsieged, so it does work out. And there's units here. Oh, that bunker is actually empty. I didn't quite realize that. That is a little bit annoying. That's a slow warping, though. Let me get those stalkers. Oh, that's beautiful. They're all gonna die. And GG is called. Tanks work as well. And that is just beautiful. And I think... Is it true that we've won every single game where we added a unit? I think there was one game in the first part of the grand finale where we didn't get to add a unit and we died. But I think we might have won with every single addition. So that is fantastic. We win with the tanks. Units lost. 8k against 19. Obviously absolutely beautiful for a TVP. Now let me show you guys what the situation of the game was before we actually did the move. Let's see. The move is happening now. Here we go. So you can see... This is just not looking great for us, guys. He's playing single upgrades, so the upgrades are the same. He has Storm and Colossus. He is maxed on a better army. But this one move is incredibly strong. If you're gonna play with siege units, Liberators, tanks, I really recommend that you do this move. You just YOLO drop somewhere. Obviously, don't lose them for free, but you YOLO drop. This one was wildly successful, by the way. I killed a lot of probes. I killed a prism. I killed 4 Templars. And I got the position. Normally... I would just get a move before I get here, and I have to siege every step of the way, more and more, and then they'll send zealots into my base, and you just get nowhere. But that drop did everything for me, gave me the position, and here you can see what it looks like that he tried to fight in the tanks. In particular, look at the Colossus here. I'm gonna right-click the Colossus, and one is gone, the second one is almost instantly gone. Stalkers are all obliterated, and at one move won us the game. It is beautiful, and now we are headed to the last game ever of Marine Medevac to Grandmaster. Alright, the final game ever is gonna be against Bolcut, okay? Liberators or Thoros, guys, what's it gonna be? I feel like against Zerg, there's probably... Never mind. I just got the best idea ever. Okay, I was gonna say, against probably neither of those are that great, unless you combine them and make Ghost. But I have a great idea. I'm gonna show you guys a Euthermal classic build order. A build order I used in Pro Play a long time ago. Probably not that great anymore, because of how good Zergs have become at maneuvering their queens. But I used to have a really good build. The build does have a Widowmine in it, so I will have to skip that part. But game too easy. Huh? I actually have no idea what he's talking about. I even forgot what I was talking about, because this comment was so random. Does he think I'm someone else? Is there... Game designed for Neanderthal to win easy. Ah, winning at StarCraft is easy. The game is too easy. Ah, okay. I thought it was game 2 was easy. Okay, yeah, I mean, sure. Whatever. I don't really agree with him at all, but, you know, whatever. It's a little bit of a weird conversation that I'm trying to escape a little bit, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think I was talking about my build order. The build order has Marines and Liberators in it. And that's what I could actually use it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna play a macro game with Marines and Liberators. I'm gonna do a sick build, and I'm just gonna harass the absolute crap out of him with mass drops, mass Liberators, and I think this guy has a problem with Zerg. I mean, he did have a win 750 Zerg portrait, so I guess he must be a pretty, you know, common Zerg player. What race do you normally play? Or maybe he's upset that he is so high on the ladder because of Zerg. Okay. Interesting. Well, you know, normally people whine about other races, but I guess if you know, the game is just too easy for him, guys. He wants to whine. The apes have a race to play. Yeah, it's really funny. I mean, usually people say this kind of stuff about Protoss, but I guess this guy is on, you know, the different side. I mean, if I would have to guess, this is my best guess. He's drunk, he's stoned, or he's trying to cheese me and distract me. Those are my 3 options. Those are the leading options as of this moment. Yeah, you guys choose, really. I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's all 3 of them. But yeah, I don't know. You guys figure it out. I mean, it does not have a 3rd base yet, so it's definitely looking a little cheesy over here. Let's see. Do not rally your SCVs across for no reason. I mean, it really looks like a cheese. I'm not quite sure. What is this? 10 Zerglings in my... Guys, I don't know what to say. This is not normal. I'm actually completely shooketh by this game. Completely shooketh. I guess I will just... Yeah, I mean, he's gonna rally 1,000,000 Zerglings to my base. I guess I'll just sit here in this choke. I mean, there's always a way to lose. Actually, if you don't play with Hellions, Link Floods are extremely scary. I think I was gonna say, I think I might have to respect it even more. This choke is very powerful, by the way. It's just, he could totally add a Baning Nest, and that's gonna make it a little bit difficult. So he's definitely trying to cheese me, right? So that is probably the option. Now the question is it in combination with him being intoxicated or not? That is what we need to find out. Now we're actually gonna hold this just fine, because I have enough Marines. Yeah, if this was, you know, me only having the bunker with 4 Marines, it would be actually pretty killer. But now I have enough Marines, and we're just gonna find ourselves ahead, which is fantastic. I think I'm actually gonna try to do a little bit of a semi-wall here. Maybe reduce a little bit of surface area and all that. Now he is kind of ruining my build a little bit. If you guys are curious, by the way, my build is actually still on track. Normally you make 1 Widow Mine, and then you do a Widow Mine drop with 14 Marines, 2 medevacs. And you obviously wall this instead. I think I might actually have a guide on this build. Not 100% sure. I think I do have a guide on this. I think I want to leave at least 2 Marines at home, because this is a little bit sketch. So actually I'll make a CC here. That's actually a pretty nice wall with the command center there. So this is what the build looks like. And then the follow-up, you see, this is actually a really strong build. The Marines go out, and then the follow-up is going to be 2 Liberators. So ideally you do some damage with this double drop. And then even after that, you have like 2 Liberators, which you can either put both in the same base, you can split them on the bases. You can do whatever you want, really. And I think this game, I'm just going to use... I'm not sure why I sent those back. I'm just going to use this to do insane harassment. I'm going to do medevac drops. I'm going to send out Liberators. It's going to be pretty crazy. I don't think he has enough links to deal with this, actually. I'll just have to do a little bit of micro there. Pick up all the Marines on low HP. Looking pretty good so far. Not quite sure how many I lost. Not that many, actually. Well, I still have 9 alive. No, 10 alive, actually. That was pretty good. So now let's get those back down. Let's see. A little bit of more micro. Couldn't save that top Marine, sadly. I can save all of those Marines, though. There we go. And now, since I took the extra gas, I'm really not sure why these Marines are freaking rallying across. Actually, a little bit distracting. And now I'm going to have to fly away. Wasn't able to micro because of those Marines. Those Marines that went across without me asking them to. That's crazy. You know, in StarCraft, units just sometimes don't listen, guys. It's not me making the wrong commands. It's just... They just didn't listen to me. You guys feel me? That's what happened. Now, I'm definitely doing a bit of a weird follow-up to this by making more starports and all that. But maybe it's actually going to be the greatest thing ever. Who knows? Marines and Liberators, guys. The ultimate harass combination. See? Hey, we actually killed the Queen there. That's pretty nice. I'm going to go back here. And now, I think he's not going to have a Spore. And this is going to be absolutely brutal for him. He's making a Baning Nest. And now I can actually drop... Oh no, I picked up in the wrong medevac. Ow, that hurts really bad. And there we go. He's being absolutely obliterated by these Liberators. And I'm just going to send more and more. I'll probably make a bunker here as well so it's safe. Probably send this Liberator back home too. Now I'm going to siege this base as well. I'm actually going to make a medevac so I can do some more harassment. Salvage this bunker, get E-base. This is actually this is not part of the build anymore, by the way, guys. If you want to copy this, go ahead. This is definitely not part of the build anymore, so just so you guys know. This is probably when you should, like, stop copying the build order. There we go, shooting that queen. Could even get... This ended up being the craziest build ever. I could even get a freaking fusion core for this. Now I'm getting stim. So I'm actually going to siege that on top of that. This Liberator is killing, like, a ton of eggs, by the way, which is fantastic. I'm actually trying to kill that queen. There we go. This is a very crazy build order. That's what I can tell you guys. This is... absolutely crazy. So now he's finally gonna send his units across. But I do have these bunkers. If he has 1-1 upgrades, this could actually be a relatively tough hold. Gonna try to salvage this. There we go. Get my Marines in that bunker as well. Now he did have... Oh my god, he had a million... He has so many spores. Doesn't even have workers though. I'm not convinced he has workers, to be honest. Now this is probably turning into the most goofy game we've played in this entire challenge. Which is a little bit crazy to come this late into the series, but this, yeah, I feel like this has to be the goofiest game we have played. Liberator Marine, guys. You've seen it here first. Now, normally you just make 2 Liberators, or maybe 4. But I think by now I've probably already made like 10 or something. I'm not getting combat shields yet. There we go. Let's get this repaired back up. And then I can start combining them with, you know, Marine drops again instead of just pure Liberators coming out. Getting a 4cc here. I could wait for the Liberator. Liberator range is going to be pretty clutch here, actually. Look at this base. This would actually be a pretty good Liberator range base to siege. Get those back in. Actually, what if I just send a Lib to every base with range? That could actually be... Did he misplace that? No, he didn't. Okay. It looks misplaced for a second. I think it's really funny that he ran away from the Liberator before I even sieged it. Corruptors! Oh, that I did not expect. Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's 9 minutes. I totally forgot that he had a lair for like a year already. Dude, how fast are those things? They're as fast as my Liberators. That's not fair. What the hell? And let's siege this over here. Let's siege this over here. And this over here. I'm just going to keep making more and more. I'm going to get a few turrets up here so I don't die to a thing. Or what's it called? A corruptor peeing on my building, basically. That's what I wanted to say. Now, these Liberators are doing a lot of work, actually. I think at this point I might have enough to actually go across. At least if my combat shield is finished. I'm not quite sure if it is. It's not finished yet. Oh, it's actually literally finished right as I look. That's pretty nice. So he has 1 corruptor chasing my Liberator. Like literally just 1. That's actually really funny. I feel like you might as well just make like 5 or something, you know. Now he does have bailing speed. Which is pretty scary. But these Liberators are going to cover me. Okay, he's coming in. I'm going to be able to split well enough against this, I believe. Unless he has 1-1. He does not have 1-1. I do lag the medevacs a little bit, though. Ooh. My stim actually ran out at the worst possible moment. Please don't die to 2 Baneys. There we go. And I'll be able to kill this poor crawler. And I think my Liberator zones and my Marines are going to be enough to close this game out for me. My opponent does have an absolutely insane playstyle, by the way. Like... It wasn't just me playing the weirdest stuff ever. He also played absolutely weird. So I think it's safe to say his act of calling Zerg broken was just a distraction. Especially in combination with the GG. I feel like if you think your race is that broken, you should probably extra respect the people that beat you, right? But no, there was no GG to be found. 25 workers killed. Units lost, actually. The worst we've had in a while. It is very close. So I guess Liberators are not efficient harassment. I still think the build is very good though, especially the start. But obviously you move into Hellions and NPCs later. Anyway, guys, that's it for the Mass Marine Medevac 2GM series. Hope you guys all had a fantastic time. We got to test out 7 different units and I think we won with all of them, which is fantastic. Now let's check our MMR. Let's see what rank we ended up with in GM. Our MMR is 5654. Which is gonna put us at rank 35. Okay, that is our peak. We want to go for top 16. At some point, we realized we weren't going to get there. So we ended up at rank 35. We did, gain 60 MMR in this grand finals with the other units, but still. Rank 35. Before that, our peak was rank 43, which is awesome. I think we might actually get promoted. Yeah, we are going to get promoted. Well, actually, it's in 22 hours. I guess we just missed the game requirement to get promoted. We are going to end on 69 wins, as you can see here. It's fantastic. Anyway, hope you guys really enjoyed this challenge. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I'll see you guys for the next challenge. Adios.